Hey, this is Dr. Darwin, the new dentist coach, with another episode of Ask Dr. Darwin on the New Dentist Podcast Show, where you ask questions about getting into dental school, about getting into residencies, and then life after residencies. Today in this video, we're going to be sharing some information, some dental school admissions tips, specifically about going to the ADEA GoDental Recruitment Fair, why it's so important as part of your dental school admissions process. And today we're joined with a person who's a doctor already, but she's looking to be another type of doctor, a dental doctor. We're joined with Dr. Maui. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad we were able to connect recently, and I wanted people to hear a little bit about your story. So please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I graduated from the College of Pharmacy in 2013 with my Doctor of Pharmacy degree. And I've been practicing pharmacy for almost 6 years now. And it's time for a change. I need to start working with my hands. I need to get a little bit more personable with my patients. It's just time for a change. The monotony of pharmacy has been weighing down on me for quite a while. Okay,
gotcha. So you graduated in 2013 with a PharmD degree, a doctor in pharmacy. So what have you been doing these last 4 to 5 years?
Well, I was working in retail pharmacy at first, and actually, that's probably where I first got exposed to dentistry. But I was working in retail pharmacy, and then I kind of moved over to mail order pharmacy, which is another sector of retail pharmacy.
So you mentioned that you got interested in dentistry through pharmacy. So tell us a little bit about that. Tell us where that connection is.
Okay, so I started out working at a retail chain, and we had a dental office that was next to our office, and he used to always send patients our way. Anytime, somebody had a question about anything mouth related, we send them over to him so he can get our patients, and vice versa. He would just send all of his patients if they needed, pain medication after surgery or anything, he would send them over to us. And then one day I got the opportunity to meet him. He actually came in himself for his own prescription. And he was talking to me one day and was like, he asked me why I became a pharmacist. And we kind of started discussing, we got on the subject of me changing careers because I had only been practicing for maybe about a year at that point. And I felt like it was nothing nothing that I expected it to be. So I started, telling him about my desire to change careers. And he said, you should just come over and shadow me. You should come and see what I do one of these days. And he particularly on Friday does heavy surgery. So he was like, come shadow me on a Friday that you're off and see what we're all about, because I believe this would be a nice career change for you, because everything you just described to me, you'd be very interested. So I went to go shadow him one Friday, and I was sold. He completely remodeled a client's mouth, and ever since then I've been stuck on dentistry. That was a couple of years ago.
Good. So it sounds like you're getting ready to change careers and get another doctorate in dentistry. So tell us a little bit about that process. And I know, we just connected face-to-face at the ADEA, at this event. This is where we just connected at, guys. The ADEA 2019 ADEA GoDental Recruitment Event. We had, let's see, hold on 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry about that. So we had, there was over 60 dental schools that were represented at this event, and it was a phenomenal event. And that's where we got a chance to meet first face-to-face. So I want to talk a little bit more about this event and what you like the most about this recruitment event.
Well, I like two aspects pretty decently. The first aspect was they had a mock interview set up where that they basically I kind of missed the first part because I got there a little bit late because it was St. Patrick's Day, but basically they set up a mock interview between a student and like an interviewer, and the student kind of went through a mock interview, and they kind of pointed out some good things, some bad things that the student may or may not have done. But they also, after that, kind of went into depth about what is needed about just the process of applying to school before you get to the interview. So they basically gave you the total picture of what you would need to do. So like from how you should dress to letters of recommendation to how you present yourself. Like if you're walking in and you interact with a security guard, that's even reported back to the administration. It speaks about your character from the time you step foot into the building to the time you leave, and they really emphasize how important it was to have a total just good interview from the beginning to the end.
It starts right when you walk in the door.
Exactly.
What else?
The other part I did. Mm-hmm. The other part that I did like was going. They gave you the opportunity to speak one-on-one with recruiters or administrative office personnel from each school. And it gave you the opportunities to ask your personal questions. So for my personal situation, like one of my biggest concerns was the letters of recommendation. Since I've already been through a graduate program, I was wondering if it would be okay if I could use one of my professors from my clinical rotations as a person for my letter of recommendation. And the general response, which I'm glad I was able to go and speak to them one-on-one about this, was no, we really look for professors in the basic sciences. So organic chemistry, not so much physics, but biology, professors from there, or what did they call the panel? The panel, I forgot what they call those. Where you get like just one letter of recommendation from a whole board from your.
Yeah, it could be like the person who's in charge of academic affairs or student affairs.
Right. That's what they prefer. So that's not something that's necessarily like on websites or just speaking to somebody over the phone that you could gather that information for. So it was really good to speak to recruiters one-on-one about what they expect when you turn in your application.
Absolutely. And that's, again, like you said, having that type of experience and that exposure makes a difference, because it gets you the information that you need so that you can know exactly what you need to be a great candidate. But it also allows you to be in front of them so they now see you, because typically what happens around application time is they get all these applications, right? They get all these applications, the stacks and stacks of paper, but they don't have people to go with that paper. Whereas when you meet them and have those questions, they start, they see your face, they see your personality, all of which is going to make your application, when it does come through, make it more lively versus maybe some of the other applications that they get on paper. So another important reason why you must go to these types of recruitment events, right?
You're absolutely right. That's a really big point that I missed. I was able to actually write down my email address or contact information for some of the recruiters, and actually some of them were like, email us on a personal basis. Just make sure you write your information down and email us, And, we'll contact you one-on-one. We'll, make sure we set up appointments with you one-on-one just to discuss your situation further.
Wow. Now,
So
see, that's big. That's big. That doesn't happen typically. That does not happen. Some schools will get, 1,000 applications for 100 spots. And because of that, there's so much inquiry that most of those recruiters and admissions directors don't have time to personally connect with all 1,000 people. But the fact that they told you, hey, thanks for connecting with us, we're going to contact you and we're going to stay in communication with you, that's big. That's big. So the rule is, don't break this rule. When you're given that line of communication, don't want to abuse it, but at the same time, you don't want to underuse it. Meaning,
right.
If they told you, let's stay in contact, then that's what you do. You stay in contact because now you're building that relationship with that recruitment officer or that admissions director. So, wow, that's big. See, just whatever you paid to go to this event, to travel, hotel, whatever it is, just getting that one connection and being able to meet face to face with that person pays for the whole trip right there.
I would agree. I actually did a little easier route because I had to get back and study for the DAT. So I just traveled there for the day and came back. And it was so worth it. I was tired and I had to get up really early. I had to go to bed late, but it was so worth it. I would do it again if given the opportunity. I definitely would.
Turn and burn, we call it. Turn and burn. Go to the event, turn around, and burn back home. That's what you got to do. Well, it definitely sounds like you're dedicated to getting the second doctorate, especially since it sounds like it's a passion for you and something that will allow you to be more personable in your career and use your hands, but also make a better impact on people much more than what you're doing now. So that's phenomenal. That's great. Well, thanks so much for sharing your story and guys, I think the take home message with all of this is this. This is a thing that you don't want to make a mistake on. When you're applying to dental school, don't make the mistake of not going to a big recruitment fair. And right now, this is the biggest recruitment fair in the U.S., the ADEA GoDental Recruitment Event, where there's over 60 of the six, almost all 66 of the dental schools were there. I think there were a couple schools that weren't there. But don't make the mistake in not going to this event. It happens every March during the ADEA annual session. And 2020, it's going to be in Washington, D.C. at the National Harbor. Usually, I think it's the Saturday between of the March on the Saturday of the March meeting. So next year, as you're applying to dental school, you do not want to miss this. As Dr. Mowry just shared with you, 8 reasons why this event is so important. Being able to see about mock interviews, talk a little bit about the application process, letters of recommendation, how to dress, being able to speak one-on-one with admissions directors and recruiters, being able to ask your personal questions, very important. Getting information that's not on the website, information that you may not just know from other people if you're not talking to, current students, and then making a personal connection where admissions directors are getting your emails, you're getting there, and they say, hey, Maui, Chris, or William, whatever, contact me. I'm going to contact you. Let's stay in connection. Let's stay in communication. Let's get you into dental school. So hopefully this video has helped. If you guys like what you heard today, make sure you make some comments right down here below. So the question of the day is, what did you like most about this video that you think is going to help you with your dental school application process? Put those comments right here. Guys, also be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Darwin Speaks, and make sure you hit on notifications. Press that button, push. Hit that button, make sure you hit notifications so that you don't miss out on the videos that we're posting on a weekly basis. So again, Dr. Mowry, thanks so much for your time. We're going to stay in connection. If I could continue to be of any help, through this process as you're preparing for your DATs and preparing for schools. If I can help you, introduce you to some more admissions directors, let me know, okay?
Well, of course, most definitely.
Definitely. And also, guys, check out this next video that's coming up right there. There's one there, and there's one right there as well. All right, Dr. Mallory, good luck, and we'll see everybody on the next video.
Oh, thank you.
All right.